News and moments that have highlighted sports throughout the week. Now we begin with Mary Keitany. This week she was named the sports personality for the month of November, and also the New York Marathon Road Runners Pro Performer awarded her as the Pro Performer for the year 2018. Remember, she won the New York Marathon this year, clocking a time of 2 hours, 22 minutes and 49 seconds, and it was her fourth New York Marathon title. So in doing so, she was named as the Pro Performer for the year 2018. That is by the New York Marathon Road Runners Association. Now we move on to the other moment, of course, that made headlines this week. Now we are talking about the Rockets, the Houston Rockets. They they made a new NBA record, making 26 three-pointers in their game where they won against the Washington Wizards. The previous record was held by the Cleveland Cavaliers, which was set in 2017. The Rockets have won it, and of course in that game, the beard, that is James Harden, had 35 points. We move on, of course, to the other moment that has highlighted the week. Now, Tottenham got their sweet revenge against Arsenal. It was in the EFL Cup, and they got a 2-0 win against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. Of course, the moment that I highlighted that match is this man right here, Dele Alli, of course, scoring the winner, and also he was hit by a water bottle by a fan from the stands. Now we move on, of course, to the other moment that has highlighted the week. This team right here, currently, they seem unstoppable. Top of the English Premier League, 4 points clear of second-placed Manchester City. They defeated Manchester United on Sunday, 3-1 win at Anfield. And then on Friday, of course, they got a 2-0 win against Wolves at the Molineux Stadium. That is Liverpool currently unbeaten in the English Premier League. And, of course, at the moment that everybody has been talking about this week, Jose Mourinho was fired by Manchester United on Tuesday. This is after a poor start for Manchester United for the first time in 28 years. Manchester United, of course, lying sixth on the log when he was fired with 26 points after playing 17 matches, their worst start to a Premier League season in 28 years. And after that 3-1 loss to Liverpool, Jose Mourinho was released by Manchester United, and they hired the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to take charge of Manchester United. So those are some of the moments that I've highlighted this week when you talk about sports, both locally and internationally. Now, let's move away from the moments that I've highlighted the week. Let's get into this afternoon's edition of Scoreline. Of course, we like to begin with the Magharibi Awards. Remember, they took place yesterday evening in Bungoma County, and Moses Wahisi was in Bungoma County to witness some of the biggest stars that we have in sports here in the country win awards in different categories, and he filed the following.
Had a lot of expectation, and when you think about a lot of expectations, then a lot of people also were expected to be here just to see who will walk away with the most coveted prize in this region. Think about color, think about the beauty, and also think about how important the sports is. People have started turning up, people have started showing up, and we can see it's building up in a slow tone, but what we're expecting is what will be very, very beautiful 6th edition of the Magharibi Michezo Awards. And we have different 5 categories, important 5 categories, 5 sporting disciplines, if you will forgive me for that, 5 sporting disciplines that people will be awarded. I know a lot of people remember what has been transpiring in the previous editions, and when you put that previous editions in the mind, we have quite a number of people who are able to win it. Remember, in 2013, that is when it all began. Massimo Wim was a star at that particular time. In 2014, it was all about Betsy Omala. She plays hockey and she does it with some bit of style. She was a champion in the 2014 edition. That edition was in 2015. Darwin Mukidza, a name that has always featured in the rugby scene. 15th side, he has played a crucial and very important role for the rugby side. He won it in 2015. 2016, it went to Triza Atuka, a lady who has also been a very consistent figure in the volleyball team here in the country. She's also made an impetus kind of performance around the globe. In 2016, Triza Atuka, it was. And remember, Triza Atuka also came from this region because for her, it all began in Mukumu Girls 2017, who was able to win it in 2017. Edith Wisa, and for Edith Wisa, Lugalu Girls nurtured her skills. So she's saying that 2018 promises to be a different calendar altogether. And when you think about 2018, a lot is expected. Now, Bombcal and Beauty did not lack in the 6th edition of the Magharibi Michezo Awards. And when you talk about color, yes, I was able to notice some beautiful ladies. I don't know if handsome men were also in the house, but after all that, it also came to a time that the politicians had to say their talk. When you hear the politicians talk, promises always come in handy. But these are some of the tits and bits of the political talks in this region during the 6th edition of the Magharibi Michezo Awards.
We want to assure you that we are not short of talent. What we are short of are resources and commitment to support our sportsmen and women so that we can shine and continue shining in the Republic of Kenya. And once we are able to come together as leaders to improve our facilities, to grow the talent that is abundant in our region, I believe we are going to go very, very far. When you look at Kakamega County, I think Governor Oparanya made us proud, Mashujaa Day, when we all gathered in Buhungu. One of the finest stadiums in the Republic of Kenya is in Western Kenya, na iko hapa Kakamega.
You cannot talk about sports in Kenya without talking about Western Kenya. You cannot talk about volleyball in this country without talking about Bungoma County. Half of the national team is from Bungoma County. I think 5 of the players that went to the World Cup come from Mount Elgon here. So you can't talk about volleyball in this country without talking about Bungoma County. You can't talk about rugby in this country without talking about Western and talking about Bungoma County. Innocent Miu is from this county.
I want to appreciate the sportsmen and women that have made us to come here today. But I just want to have one advice for you. That with the current situation about doping, please play clean. Because the repercussions are enormous. One, you will damage your career. And 2, those drugs as well have some side effects about your health. So I want to encourage you that work hard.
I've always thought that it's very important ourselves to think on what we can do to secure the future of a sports person. Because it pains me when you see our returning international sportsmen and women, but after they come back to this country, you look at them and you cannot imagine that these are our great people. These are legends. We must do something to secure their future.
Now, the Magharibi leaders have said what they had to say, and if you listen carefully, for them, they're just saying that it is very important and also key to build sports in this region. Let's leave that aside and just take a look what transpired, because it now got to the moment where the nominees had to be feted.
Magharibi Michezo Awards 2018.
Now, we had a host a number of nominees in different 5 sporting disciplines, and for them, they all came out here and they said they have done duty for the clubs, and some of them also for the national side. Let's quickly see who was able to be crowned what in what category. It all started with the b-ball ladies category, and that's Selina of Equity. She's the lady who was also crowned the MVP in the Kenya Basketball Federation, and she took the gong in the basketball ladies category.
I want to thank my family for great support, and I know I winning this award, this is my second award in 3 years, winning the MMA Best Basketball of the Year, and I hope this will be an inspiration to other people, other players, younger and even older in this region.
Men's, it all went to the man who has shown his impetus for the Kenya Ports Authority side, and for that it is all about Martin Kitongo, who was a basketball men's category winner.
Female hockey player of the year is Cynthia Welucho.
Cynthia Walucho of Kenyatta University, a side that has just been promoted to the National League. She also said that she can do it, and she can do it with some style, so she was crowned as the winner of the hockey's ladies category. Now for the men's side, hockey team, George Murita from Butali, remember the National League champions, an impressive chap he has been for his side, and he was crowned the winner in the hockey category. In volleyball, we had a lot of talent, a lot of promising talent, and also at the same time, a lot of older talent. And one lady, Joy Lusenaka, she has been instrumental for the national team, at the same time for the prisons side. She's the lady who took that gong this time out. You think about the men's category, Abrid Churchill from General Service Unit, a young talent, a talent that has shown the world that he can also boss it when you think about volleyball. And this time out in the Magharibi Award, he is the guy who took that title. We had the different categories in the player personality of the decade, and it all starts with the coach category. For the coach category, David Lungao, always there in the world of volleyball. He is the coach who took that gong in absentia. Earlier, we were able to speak with Innocent Simiu, a man who says he's not yet done in matters to do with rugby. He has looked back and he's saying the rugby side needs to do better. The Kenya Rugby Union, at the same time, needs to better the state. And with that, maybe, just maybe, the state will be even much better for the national teams come 2019.
I'm very well, I'm very happy, and I'm very interested and excited to be here. I think it's a very good occasion, and we'll be proud to see who are the big winners today. Yeah.
A lot of people have been asking, after being in the system, leading the 7th side, where has Innocent Simiu been in the 2018?
No, I've been up country. I've been here in Western for 2 or 3 months. I've been doing some projects here. I'm doing a bit of farming and some projects to help the community. So I'm hoping to help uplift our people in this area.
I know we're talking about farming, but also there are some rugby players who've tried to farm in the rugby scene. In your own way, how will you rate the 2018 calendar in terms of rugby and the general performance, the Kenyan 7th and also 15th? I know you've been following.
Yeah, if you look at the year, has been very good before the end of the year, the first part of the year. Many players have played very well. There have been some very good rugby. Of course, unfortunately, if you look at the repechage and you look at the World Series, how it has started, it's been a bit disappointing, of course, for many people. But I believe nothing is built in a day. We should give the coaches time to build their philosophies, time to be able to push in their plans so that at least they can get the results that we all want as Kenyans.
And when you talk about results, at the same time, when you talk about talent, we have plenty here in the country. Dubai, Cape Town, general assessment. I know it was a young squad, a squad that a lot of people expected them to star. We know they missed a host big chunk of brilliant internationals that have been in the system for quite a number of time. But these young lads, they went out there. The result was dismal, not the best that the Kenyan rugby fans wanted. But do we have hope moving forward?
I think we have to look at things realistically. You can't remove senior players from the system. They still have to play. It's their time. This is their optimum time in terms of playing. So they still have to play. For the young guys, they have to fight for the jersey. I don't believe in a system where guys are given or awarded positions or jerseys. So they have to fight for the jerseys. But if you look at the performance critically in Dubai and Cape Town, I have to say that the young players played very well. Hats off to them. I actually believe if Coach Murunga had given the young guys more airtime at the beginning, he would have gotten better results. But I believe the other players who are experienced, who have performed very well in the recent past, need to come back and lead the team to where it's supposed to be in terms of standards, because at that level things are, it's a top level ideally. So the senior players will be able to put the standards that the younger players can emulate. So it will be good to see some of the common names coming back and integrating with the young guys who are playing well, like Olindi, Tabu, and I've forgotten the other one, the KCB boy, who played very well. So it's been very good to see how they gel and how they compete for the positions at training, and we see who makes now the team going forward. Yeah.
Another series is quite young, and we still have a lot more that will be coming. Hamilton Sevens is coming, fast approaching. What should we expect from your own perspective as a former head coach, now moving to Hamilton Sevens? A lot will be expected from the side. At the same time, a lot will be expected from the national side. From where you are, what are you expecting?
I'm expecting the players to give their best. It all starts at training. I always believe in a philosophy that you only reap what you sow. The good Lord will only bless you for the works of your hands. So it's not possible for us to start saying we want to win, and what we are doing in terms of preparation and the support to the team is shoddy. So I think if we can improve the environment, it will help the players to perform better at that level. We need to get some contracts, some good contracts to the players. We need some support in regards to the resources that help the players to perform, so that they can go out there and give their best. And hopefully, if they give their best, and we have a good pool again, and I believe we will be able to get the results that we all want. Yeah.
You talk about contracts. I know the contract has been a big issue, and right now I don't know if you're privy to the information, the camp is not that steady because of the same contract issues. What should the union do, or maybe what should the government do in making sure that there are contracts that the players will say, this is what we want, we will fight, because we know at least at the end of it we get something positive?
I think it will be very naive to look at the current situation in isolation. We have to look at it in the context of maybe 5 years and look at what has been happening. We have to move away from this seasonal approach of addressing issues as they come, and the fundamental thing for Kenyan sports is that we have to change it at the policy level. We have to change the governance structure of sports in Kenya, because as we speak, most of the sports, and if you look at the Sports Act, relies on clubs, and most clubs in Kenya are briefcase clubs, and those briefcase clubs produce leaders who go and elect their cronies into the leadership of the game. That is what needs to be changed. So it has to start from the Sports Act. How do we change it so that it can help performance of the national team players? Because if we get good players, and we have a good leadership, which is based on values, then Kenya can be the champions at the World Series level. But that is what is really ailing Kenyans. The governance of the sport has to change, and it has to start from the policy level. It has to start there, because this other approach will always be kuzima moto, basically. Every time it will be very seasonal. We have a good performance, then after a while things go badly, then we have to start again from the bottom, then we get to a good level, again something bad happens because of the politics, and then it goes down again, and we have to build it up again. I think that has to stop. Yeah.
How do we curb all this? Because I know right now a lot of players will say that we want contracts that at least will give us something in return. How do we quench this issue and make it be an issue of the past once and for all, starting from the union? Money has always been a big issue. We saw that in the Reaper charge. We are seeing it in the Sevens. The contract that they had with sponsorship has already expired. We don't even know the fate. Broke is what the union is.
I don't believe money is an issue, because if you look at other teams in the World Series, some have less money than us but are performing. Fiji have less money than us, and look at how they are performing. The key thing that has to be addressed is that at the leadership level, we need all stakeholders to sit at that level where they make the decision. One, we need a representative of the players, a players association sitting. We need a representative of the referees sitting there. We need the government to sit there, so that at least when these people sit there, when those decisions are being made, they are made looking at all the people who are involved in the sport. That we have swayed, we have derailed, the train has derailed, and the train derailed before the World Cup, and where we lost 5 weeks of preparation doing local politics. So things are not right in terms of where we are going, and we need to get it right. And to get it right, I believe this is a very good opportunity to get it right properly. And to get it right properly, it has to start from the Sports Act. It has to be changed. It keeps referencing to clubs in terms of electing leadership, and the clubs in Kenya are briefcase clubs. That is where the problem is. Yep. So I believe we need to get all stakeholders involved in the leadership of the sports, and that will change the game. We will not have these issues of contracts now and then every time, and it's not rugby in isolation. Even if you look at other sports in Kenya and in Africa as a whole, have the similar problems that we face. Yeah.
Finally, Magharibi Michezo Awards 2018. A lot has happened in 2018. How important is this in the region at the same time in the country?
I think it's very good. It's very good to appreciate the product. And the product is the players, the people who are putting in the hard work. As a coach, your biggest work and task is just to prepare the players to play at that level, to prepare them for what they're going to do after they stop doing their sports, being rugby, soccer, volleyball or sprinting. You're preparing them for life. So I think when we have these opportunities to sit back and recognize the good talent that we have in Kenya, it gives us a reference point that we can use to become world class and build on that. I don't know where the future will take me. If it takes me back to Kenya Sevens, I will gladly give my best. If it takes me out of the country, I will also give my best. But also the key thing that I am more focused on is that some of the things that we started with the players in terms of helping them in terms of life first, getting their life goals and them focused on how to achieve it, improving their career goals in terms of rugby and their profession. I think those are things I'm still doing. I'm still looking for opportunities for players to go and play outside, to go and study outside. As we speak, we are trying to see if we can get a few players, the 12 players, to go to Canada and apply their trade there. So those are things I'll always do. I'm a coach for life. You don't need a position to be a coach. You don't need to be the Kenya Sevens coach to help a player. I still help a lot of players in terms of reviews and how to help their game, and also how we develop it. Their skills in different aspects of the game. So I'm still involved with the game, and I'll always be involved with the game, and also always be involved with insurance. That is my life.
2018 has had a lot of good moments, and for one tactician, that is Jos Baraza, a man who led the Prisons side to be able to be crowned once again Kenyan champions in the world of volleyball, is saying that there is a lot that he should offer for his side. He has lost quite a number of good players, and is projecting that 2019 for the club level, specifically his team Prisons, and also for the national side where he's assistant tactician, he says that there will be a lot of challenges that he believes the queens, the beautiful queens here in the country who plays volleyball, will be able to tackle head on, and they will be able to smile come the end of 2019.
Our season was tough. In the first place, we started our games. We started here in Bungoma. Then we played our league running the whole year. And at the last leg was in Nakuru, where we lost, and we finished second to our rivals Pipeline. But during the playoffs, we had a good preparation. We prepared well. We were in camp for 1 month, and I'm happy the preparation gave us good results. We played our playoffs at Kasarani, beating KCB 3-0, beating Bungoma County 3-0, then beating Pipeline 3-1. Then we were crowned the champion of 2018 Volleyball League.
It is a young squad, a very, very young squad, a squad that a lot of people are saying it is a squad that has a lot of talent. 2019 is coming, and a lot of people will be looking at your squad. What should we expect from your team going to 2019?
Okay, our preparation, we break our camp last week. Here we are in home. We are here at Magharibi Award celebrating best players in the country, and we are starting our preparation January 7th, preparing for the All African Games that will be held in Cairo, and then we'll be defending the league title during the year. We want to start our preparation at least focused to retain the African Club Championship that we lost 2013. Yes.
Looking at your squad, I know a lot of people knows that you lost 7 important players from that camp. How does that affect the general team going to the difficult season that it is expected to be 2019?
Okay, we still have players. We have young players and senior players, and everybody will be competing for the position in the team. We're not saying that we dwell on the young, but still the seniors are also coming back ready to challenge the juniors. So it will be a matter of young and senior competing with the position. Yes.
I know you from your team, we have a lot of players that always do duty to the country, and that is when they go and play in the national team. General assessment, 2018, how do you rate the entire volleyball ladies here in the country?
Okay, competition is there. Next year we have a lot of competition. We have African Club Championship, we have all African Games, we have Olympic qualifying. So we are going to have a tough season, and I'm seeing new players coming on board to compete for the position in the national team. Yes.
Coach, there have been a shift at KPC, Kenya Pipeline. The coach left, he left with a series of players, key players. Maybe, do you expect this season onwards, maybe it's also your time now also to dominate like KPC did the previous years?
I'm expecting that because we have our players intact, and as you see, players moved from Pipeline to KCB, and that has, it has brought competition in both teams. We have Pipeline, they're still there. KCB is now becoming strong. Prisons were there, so competition is going to rise, and I'm happy the standards in the national team will also rise.
So how long do you expect Prison to dominate? And about the youngsters also, the same thing has been being asked by other coaches. Prison has a youth league team, same as KPC, but now they have shifted to KCB. Now KCB is going to be the rivals for you?
They are going to be the rivals. Coach Mala is a good coach. He shifted with players, and I'm seeing a tough season next year. And I'm also seeing players from both teams. Maybe it was only Pipeline and Prisons making the national team, but this time I'm seeing Pipeline, Prisons, and KCB forming the national team. Even DCI is there, Bungoma County is there. These are good teams, and I'm seeing good volleyball come 2019.
And Coach, maybe concerning the upcoming season, you have been lucky, or it is all about hard work? That last time Prison won the title, you were the coach. You have been the coach this season, you have won the title. What does that mean to you personally?
It's good for me because I was the first coach when Prison started. That was 2007. We won the league in Mombasa. And then from there, we dominated the league, the African Club Championship for 6 years. And now we are here. We want to promise the same. We want to dominate the volleyball and even win the African Club Championship and bring the trophy back home.
The 2018 edition of the Magharibi Michezo Awards lifted to its billing. A lot was expected here, and a lot of people have been crowned. All in all, they say that it's all about the sportsmen and also the sports women. For me, I always say one man practicing sportsmanship is far much better than 50 who preach it. For them, they always practice it, and some of them also always have some time to preach it. But they're saying 2019, promises to be a different calendar altogether. Different talent might be coming from this region, but till 2019, we wait and see who will be the sportsmen and also women that will be able to